Bro, let me ask you something. Have you ever just disappeared from someone's life? No warnings, no explanations, just gone. I'm not talking about playing games. I mean, walking away for real, leaving no trace. What do you think happens when you do that? What do they really feel when you vanish? Most people assume that other person won't care, but here's the truth. Your absence isn't just noticed, it shakes things up in ways you can't even imagine. When you remove yourself completely, you force them to deal with a reality where you no longer exist in their world. And trust me, that hits harder than any argument, any long text, or any attempt to get their attention. Let's break down exactly what happens when you go ghost and why walking away is sometimes the most powerful move you can make. Point 1. When they realize you're actually gone. At first, they don't take it seriously. They assume you're just having a moment, that you'll come back like always. But then the silence stretches. No texts, no calls, no signs of you anywhere. That's when it starts to sink in. Silence is loud. When someone is used to your presence, your absence screams. They check their phone expecting to see your name pop up. Nothing. They scroll through their notifications. Still nothing. And that's when the unease creeps in. The shock of sudden silence is like a void that wasn't there before. They might not have appreciated you while you were around, but the moment you're gone, they start to feel that emptiness. They start asking themselves, did I mess up? Did they really just leave? And that uncertainty eats away at them. Point 2. When it hits them that you mattered. People get comfortable. When they think you'll always be there, they stop appreciating you. They take you for granted because, in their mind, you're just part of the background. But when you're gone, everything shifts. That's when they start to replay everything. The little things you did for them, the way you made them feel, the presence you brought into their life. They might not admit it, but deep down, they start to miss you. Not just as a person, but as a feeling. And most people don't realize someone's value until that person is no longer accessible. The more unavailable you are, the more valuable you become in their mind. Point 3. When they try to check in and why you shouldn't reply. At some point, they can't take it anymore. The silence, the not knowing, the lingering what-ifs start to get under their skin. They'll test the waters, maybe a random text, a like on an old photo, some excuse to reconnect. And here's where most people fail. They respond too soon. If you reply the moment they reach out, you kill the mystery. You give them reassurance that you were still waiting. But if you stay silent, if you keep focusing on yourself, that's when their curiosity turns into something more intense. Doubt, regret, and even longing. The key here is patience. Don't break the silence. Let them really feel your absence. Point 4. When they start acting weird to get your attention. When they realize they're not in control anymore, they start trying to flip the script. Suddenly, they're posting things to make you jealous, acting like they don't care, pretending they're better off. But it's all just a show, the truth. The fact that they're putting in effort to make you notice them means they already miss you. If they were truly over it, they wouldn't be trying so hard to make you look. The biggest mistake you can make is falling for it. Engaging in their games means they still have an effect on you. Instead, let them play their little game while you continue focusing on yourself. The less you react, the more it drives them crazy. Point 5. When they go from wondering about you to missing you. At first, they're just curious. They wonder what you're up to, but they assume you'll come back. When you don't, that curiosity turns into regret. They start to wonder if they made a mistake. Regret is a powerful emotion. It makes people rethink their choices, question their decisions, and sometimes even chase after what they once ignored. And that's when they might start reaching out with more urgency. The random hey turns into I miss you. The casual check-in turns into a full-blown attempt to reconnect. But by that point, you've already grown past them, and that's the real win. Point 6. When they realize you've moved on and it's too late. Here's where everything flips. The person who once took you for granted is now the one feeling lost. The power dynamic has changed, not because you manipulated them, but because you prioritized yourself. When you stop waiting for their validation, when you genuinely move on, that's when they feel it the most. And by then, their regrets don't even matter to you anymore. Because here's the real lesson. The goal was never to make them miss you. The goal was to find yourself again, to realize that you never needed their validation in the first place. Bro, disappearing isn't about trying to manipulate someone's emotions. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your self-respect. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention isn't by proving your worth, it's by stepping back and letting them realize it on their own. And whether they come back or not, that's no longer your concern, because by then, you're already too busy building something better. So don't waste time trying to make them notice your absence. Make them notice your growth. If this hit home for you, let me know in the comments. Stay focused, stay strong, and I'll catch you in the next one.